Thank you for calling the White House comment line.
Hello, America. This is White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt. Democrats in Congress have shut down the federal government because they care more about funding health care for illegal immigrants than they care about serving you, the American people. Until Democrats vote for the clean, Republican-backed continuing resolution to reopen the government, the White House is unable to answer your call or respond to your questions. We look forward to hearing from you again very soon. And in the meantime, please know President Trump will never stop fighting for you. Thank you, and God bless you.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of the Speak the Truth podcast. Coming at you a little bit early. I got about 20 minutes, and I got to take off to go over to my son's doctor's appointment. So I'm going to speed through some of the things that are happening, particularly over inside of the UK, where you had a terror attack take place by what appears to be we're going to call him a radical Muslim that decided to ram his car into a synagogue and start stabbing people. Yep, that's what ended up happening. But before we do that, we got to go back and we got to take a look and see what the UK looked like back then. And then after we're done talking about the UK, we're going to go over and we're going to talk about the madness that is taking place inside Portland, Oregon. So let's take a look at the UK about a year ago and see how we got to this point.
Fuck the movement, fuck all of them, fuck their mothers, fuck their daughters, and show them support for Palestine. Shut them up. Fuck
Okay, so we have some radical extremists roaming around the streets just feeling like they can scream and say whatever they want. But did that actually continue on? I wonder if it actually escalated. Let's see what the UK looked like last night before this massive terror attack. Okay, so lots of fireworks, celebrations, yelling, screaming, Palestine, Allah Akbar, free the world. And today, over in the UK, let's take a direct look at the result of people being allowed to break the law and do whatever the hell they want.
Now, I can just confirm Greater Manchester Police have in the past few minutes say that 2 people have now died following this incident outside the Heaton Park Hebrew Congregation Synagogue. A third person, they say, who is believed to be the offender, was shot by firearms officers and is also believed to be deceased. Now, there are some further details that we're unable to report at this stage, but Greater Manchester Police confirming that 2 people have been killed following this incident outside synagogue today in Manchester on Yom Kippur. Now, I can just...
Wow. Not surprising at all. This is what happens when you let radical Islam into your country. Let's take a look at the moment that the suspect actually ended up getting shot. Here you can see him laying on the ground. He's a little bit tired after he ran into a bullet.
You killed him? No, they did with them. Fucking hell, they just...
Everybody else, get back! If you're not involved, move back! Get away! Somebody stay with casualties! Everybody else, he has a bomb! Go away!
He's got a bomb on him! He's got a bomb on him! Mate, he's got a... Man, he's got a bomb on him!
And that is the end result. So you let radical Islamists into your country, you let them run around the streets talking about killing and raping Jews, and then you allow them to celebrate in the middle of the street flying a Palestinian flag where we know there's nothing but a bunch of terrorists inside of there, minus a couple exceptions, where they breed hate all day and every day, which is why no other country on this planet wants to accept them and bring them in. And that's what you end up getting in the meantime. But do we see any signs of anything like that happening over here in the United States of America? Well, I'm glad you asked.
Why did Gavin Newsom say Stephen Miller is a fascist? It is a message that his team is sending to all the crazies and lunatics out there. And we're not going to absolve the Democrats of responsibility anymore. There's a reason why all of these killers, all of these lunatics, all of these terrorists adopt the same language. They say they're trying to kill the fascists. They're trying to stop the fascists. This is deliberate. President Trump is saying that we as a nation are not going to tolerate anymore, and the Joint Terrorism Task Force at the FBI is going to find these terrorists, and we're going to put them behind bars, Sean.
Okay, so calling people fascists, yeah, that is definitely not a very nice thing to say to somebody, and it might motivate some people to violence. Maybe you'll actually see it on, I don't know, their how do I want to say this? You might see it on some of their bullets after a terror attack at a certain ICE facility. You might see it just and show up in a multitude of different locations. You might even actually hear these violent words coming from people who are standing on the streets inside of Portland, Oregon.
Yeah, Turning Point USA. Yeah. This is what we have to say to you.
You think Charlie Kirk deserves to die?
I think Charlie Kirk's a piece of shit. You know,
yes or no?
That's the point.
Yes
honestly,
or no?
he's kind of a fascist, so I would say yes.
What's your message to the right wing?
Fuck them. Yeah, Turning Point.
He's kind of a fascist. Weird that people want to like call out fascism and call people fascists and expect that no violence is going to actually come down, even though we know that violent rhetoric has made its way into the United States. People are getting attacked and people are getting killed. Oddly enough, in the last attack that they ended up conducting, it wasn't even an attack. Well, they tried to shoot the ICE officers apparently, but just ended up killing people that were detained by ICE to get deported out of the country. So the fascism that they were trying to stop, they actually ended up killing the people that they thought they were trying to save. Not to mention they ended up killing Charlie Kirk.
To the Memphis Police Department, to the officers that I see sitting in front of me, we are about to provide you with a level of support you cannot even imagine. This isn't just a task force. This is a all of government unlimited support operation. ATF, DEA, FBI, ICE, Department of War, every resource we have. And they're not going to be sitting behind a desk at a keyboard. We are sending in real cops with guns and badges to go out with you on the street every single night making arrests. These are people who have taken down drug cartels, kingpins, the worst criminal offenders in the United States, standing with you shoulder to shoulder to shoulder. All we ask from you is to show up at roll call every single night with your brothers and sisters in the federal government and to go out and get the criminals off the street. And if you do that, I pledge to you, we will liberate this city from the criminal element that has plagued it for generations. This is not just a strategy shift. This is an
Cool. Great. So you're cracking down on people inside of Memphis now as well. The National Guard's getting sent in there. Yeah. Randy Marsh says he doesn't want to go to work. I'm sorry, Randy. I'm sorry you have to go to work, man. It must be cold up there in South Park. Aaron Hill coming in, giving out 5 Speak the Truth memberships. Let's go over and see what type of just horrible, violent criminals they're actually getting off the street over there. In just 48 hours, our Memphis Safe Task Force has made 53 arrests and seized 20 illegal firearms. Yesterday, a missing juvenile was located and 3 firearms were recovered at the home of a murder suspect. At the president's direction, we are making America safe again. Thank you very much, Attorney General Pam Bondi, for informing the people of the United States of America who are not retarded that DHS is actually getting violent criminal offenders who are in this country illegally off the streets. They're not going after Miss Abuela, all right? They're not going after Consuela. They're going after actual violent criminal offenders. That's who they're getting off the dang street. And these Antifa protesters are actually out there trying to deter the rest of the freaking world from going after them. And where do you think they actually get this information from? Maybe it's the mainstream media is giving them false information. I wonder if there's any evidence of that taking place on the ground over inside of Portland as well. You know, like misdirecting, misleading news sources.
I just got to record what we're talking about. I won't record your face out of respect to you.
You can record my face.
But you come up to me and ask me if I'm a right wing.
No, I didn't. I said that's what people here said.
Okay, so you're from the LA Times?
Correct.
Okay, so why would you come up on me and ask if I'm media and then ask if I'm right wing? Like, what are you trying to figure out?
I'm not actually trying. I mean, I'm really just saying.
Do you realize that, like, it would be weird if I came up to you and said, "You're at the LA Times. You're left wing," which
people
you are. But I mean, I would. Well, I understand that. But so, what do you want out of me?
Let's try again.
What do you
I
want
am Jessica Garrison.
Well.
Oh, great. So here she wants to deny it. I'm just going to save you guys like the trouble and fast forward to when they start walking. And let's see if she actually admits to asking the things that she asked.
Are you live? No, I'm not live. I'm just a video. Is she? How far away is she?
They're all like by Ocean.
Should we bring the LA Times with them? Because I mean, for all I know, you're with the rioters.
You can look me up.
Okay.
Here, he's recording, but you can just Google Jessica
I just hope that you cover it fairly, which is a long ask, but Jessica, but I live in this community. I live here. I've been a lifelong Oregonian, and you know why? It's like how you approach me is exactly the problem. You approached me and said you're part of the right-wing media.
No, I didn't say that.
Instead of, why would you care about who I am? You didn't even know who I was, though. Why would you care about who I am and not be covering the protest? Or the riot? Do you see what they're doing over there? They're pouring paint. They're yelling at officers. They're attacking them if they were out there.
Since you're recording this, I just want to correct that is in fact not what I said.
What is not what you said?
I didn't say you are the right-wing media.
You said you're right-wing. Are you going to sit here and lie to me now?
I didn't say that, for the record.
For the record, she did say that, and Jessica, come on, man. Why would that get you in trouble if you said that? Like, why would you? I mean, I don't. Well, then why are you telling me you didn't say that when you literally came up to me and you said, "Are you with the media?" Someone said you're with the media, and that you're more right wing. It's exactly what you said, and you're going to sit here.
I said that is in fact what I said, but it's very different than.
Wow, lady, it's like pulling flipping teeth with these people. Like trying to get them to admit to the different things that they said. Like she could have easily came out and stated that up front and saved all of us the last 3 minutes of freaking dialogue in that video just to get it out there. But yeah, the LA Times, and she wanted to go find Kitty Davis Court to like start looking into that. And the guy wanted to keep her honest. You guys remember that like silly little, I don't want to say it. Oh, well, hold on. I totally forgot about this. Before I get into with Wheelchair Lady, because I actually found the actual video of Wheelchair Lady that I played last night, you know, the Antifa protester that pretends that she's disabled in a wheelchair that we caught rapping on the window of the car that got taken down by police. Yeah, I have the actual video of that. Before we get to that, what I actually want to show you guys is just kind of how pussified these actual people are and how they have like this riot mob mentality that when they're out there on the streets and they're surrounded by their Antifa comrades, they have no problem like screaming in police officers' faces. But we're about to see what these people look like after they get arrested. Here's one of those comrades out on the street actually harassing federal officers. And in a minute here, you're going to see what that individual looks like after he gets arrested. See that guy right there that just got done screaming that said, "Don't effing touch me, B"? Who the like the hell do you think you are? Let's remember, this is how tough he is. You guys remember, this is how tough he is. Such a tough guy. I wonder what it looks like once he's in handcuffs and he's been arrested. I wonder if anything looks a little bit different once he goes in. Because here's that same individual actually getting arrested last night at the Portland ICE facility. Let's see how it turns out for him. The dude's literally shaking. He's so flippin' scared. He's not even in handcuffs. He's sitting there. They unmasked him, and now he's on camera. And he's not surrounded by his little Antifa comrades. And now all of a sudden, he's such a like that. There's your tough guy. There's your tough guy. That's what they look like when they get thrown in freaking cuffs and actually brought into a jail. What a freaking pile of trash. Holy crap. But this is what's on the streets of Portland, and this is what they're dealing with on a daily basis. Well, ICE wasn't taking any crap from them. Here's a brand new video of them just arresting and taking down some protesters last night at the ICE facility. Bye. Bye. Judging by like the sidewalk and stuff like that, it might have rained a little bit over inside of Portland in the early evening, kind of kept the comrades away. I guess getting wet is not part of protesting. It's just one of those things that you can't do when you're out there breaking the law. You can't be wet and protest at the same time. Oh, mother of God. Now, this is my favorite right here. This is that lady that I showed you guys last night that said that she wasn't doing anything. She was just standing there and there was no reason for the officers to arrest her. This is the wheelchair lady. This is the wheelchair lady.
You gotta strut like you mean it. Free your mind. It's not enough just to dream it.
Whoa. What'd you just do? Let's watch that again. Here he comes, slowly walking up. Let's just go ahead and put this in a decent playback. So we'll put it at a half. We'll put it at half. And we'll go ahead and mute it so we can watch. Yep. Cop pushes her off the street because she's not supposed to be in it. She pushes the officer back. What do you know? And then she gets taken down to the street. Do we need to see that again? This is what actually happened. This lady tried to claim that she wasn't doing anything. She's standing in the street as officers are walking down it, and she knows she's not supposed to be in the middle of the street. That's why they're walking out, to clear the street. Not a big ass to tell her dumb butt to get on the sidewalk. She gets pushed. She doesn't like it. Oh, she pushes the officer back. Too bad. Nope, you don't get to do that, lady. And here comes the takedown. That was her getting arrested. That's what actually happened. And she tried claiming that she didn't do any of that. She wasn't violent. She was just standing there. And in reality, that dumb woman, almost used a naughty word there, that dumb woman actually ended up pushing the officer back. And it didn't turn out so good for her. She ended up getting taken down and thrown down to the ground. Now, how do I know that she's crazy wheelchair lady? Because in this video that we have up on here, let's see if we can get it. And I'll put it down. Where they're stuck outside of this car and they come up. She goes over and she's rapping on the windshield with like a stick, banging on the windshield, sitting inside of her dang wheelchair. And that was the day after she got arrested by the police. So she still goes in and she pretends like she's crippled. She's still playing the cripple game. So she's a liar, pretty cut and clear. She didn't have the balls to come out. Well, of course she doesn't have the balls to come out. But then again, it's Portland. Maybe she did have the balls to come out, but she just refused to do it and state that, yes, this is in fact what was going on. Now, do you think the protesters have learned anything? This one apparently was out there in the rain a little bit. You can see some sprinkles on his helmet. He decided to stay out there. Let's see how tough this guy is.
Get the fuck out! Tactical incels! Get your fucking camera out of my face! Don't touch her. Do not touch her. I don't care. Get your fucking... Don't touch her. Don't you fucking push me. Don't touch her. Don't you fucking push me. Shut the fuck up! Shut up, Violet. Oh, there's two! Oh, you scared, Ryan? Don't fucking touch me. Knock it off.
So that big tough guy allowed some female Antifa protester to go and take his spot for him to fight because she's got female privilege and Lord knows that the guy can't actually push her back. Bull crap. Absolutely not. Not how it works. She deserves to get punched in the face as much as the next one when she starts waving her arms around. But notice how this little pipsqueak decides that it's okay to fall back behind the female because she's got his back.
Knock it off, Seth. Oh, knock it off, Ryan. Fucking idiot, dude. Hey, Ryan. You got...
Yep. That's how tough they are. Hide behind their women. Good job, man. Freaking coward. Absolute coward. You guys remember how it was like on last night's stream, there was a guy standing on top of the ICE building, just kind of standing up there and he was in civilian clothing. I was like, who the heck is that? Is that guy the freaking like warden or whatever, the ICE facility commissioner? Who the hell knows? Is it Batman? I don't know, man. Well, as it turns out, I'm pretty sure I identified our suspect right here. Bill Milligan, all right, from Fox News. Apparently was over there last night, and he said he had inside access watching everything go down. Quote from director, ICE director, saying that she's frustrated with the Portland police. She says it's frustrating for us to watch people being attacked on the street and know that we don't have the authority to be able to really step in unless there's some nexus to federal law. ICE Portland director told him, people should be protected by the police just as they would 6 blocks from here, but that is not the stance that Portland Police Bureau has. It's like there's a bubble around the building where they won't respond. Imagine that. He also went on to say that he got specific access going into the building. He was able to see their little operation center that covers all of the cameras and everything else inside there. And there's a big American flag on the wall in the background with a bunch of graffiti written on it. I couldn't help but think that maybe they got that off of some of the protesters and they're extremely proud of it. Gretham's Freedom Flotilla ended up getting boarded last night as well. Finally, we get some good video of the Israelis actually jumping on some of the boats and actually going after to go chase these knuckleheads down. And yes, I think they're all intertwined and they're one of the same crew. Here you can see the Israelis boarding the boats in such a violent manner, taking over them. Why? Because they are affiliated with Hamas. So yes, they're going to end up bringing guns. Yes, they are breaking a freaking blockade, over a legal blockade, by the way, over inside of Gaza. And so the Israelis decided they had to go over there and crack them down. Israeli Foreign Ministry says the Hamas summit provocation is over. None of the Hamas summit provocation yachts have succeeded in its attempt to enter into the active combat zone. They said that all the passengers are safe and in good health. They're making their way safe into Israel, where they'll be deported to Europe. One last vessel on this provocation remains at a distance. If it approaches, it attempt to enter an active combat zone and breach the blockade will also be prevented. So Israel's going in and saying that they took care of them. But don't worry, after Greta was arrested, she felt like leaving you guys with this message.
My name is Greta Thunberg. I'm a citizen of Sweden. If you are watching this video, I have been abducted and taken against my will by Israeli forces. Our humanitarian mission was non-violent and abiding by international law. Please tell my government to demand my and the others' immediate release.
That's right. She is in so much danger that they left her phone on her so that she can actually take a message and send it out to the people. There's also several other videos of her floating around the internet, walking around just fine, being handed a sandwich and several other things. It's absolutely hilarious. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, I am out of time this morning. I got to make it over to my kid's doctor's appointment. Thank you for joining me for another quick episode here of the Speak the Truth podcast. See you guys tonight, this evening. What time do we jump in there? 7 p.m. Eastern is when I'm going to end up being here. 7 p.m. Eastern. So I'll see you guys then. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, peace, love, happiness, and God bless. I am out of here.
Thank you for calling the White House comment line.
Hello, America. This is White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt. Democrats in Congress have shut down the federal government because they care more about funding health care for illegal immigrants than they care about serving you, the American people. Until Democrats vote for the clean, Republican-backed continuing resolution to reopen the government, the White House is unable to answer your call or respond to your questions. We look forward to hearing from you again very soon. And in the meantime, please know President Trump will never stop fighting for you.